Welcome to Python List Comprehension. This session talks about list comprehensions and their syntax. We'll compare them to Lambda expressions and learn to put conditionals in list comprehension. Finally, we'll nest list comprehensions. Let's go. Suppose you have the string anxiety and you want to put each letter into a list. Take an empty list. Now for each letter in the word anxiety, we append it to this list. This is one way to do it, but we can do it better. Take two square brackets to create a list. To this, we append I for each I in the word anxiety. This appends each letter to the list. So, what was this syntax? The square brackets are delimiters to surround the statements with. In the for statement, here we have a set, and I denotes item. For each item in this set, it multiplies it by 2 and appends it to the list. Think of it as expression for item in collection. We started with the set 3, 1, 2. This sorts to 1, 2, 3. Now it doubles each item in this and appends it to an empty list. This gives us 2, 4, 6. List comprehensions can be convenient, but not every loop can be rewritten this way. How are these different from Lambda expressions? Take a set mySet. A Lambda expression takes a value and creates a list out of it. We call this makeList. Now we make a call to makeList and pass mySet as an argument to it. We call this myList. Now when we print it, we get the list 1, 2, 3. We can also do it this way. The Lambda takes in a value and returns the value itself. We pass this to the map function along with the set mySet. This calls this function on each value in mySet. We use the list function to take these values to create a list. Not always do we need every value from a collection. We may want only some, those which satisfy a certain condition. We can put if statements in the list comprehension syntax. I for I in range of 8. This is 0 to 7. This creates a list with the integers 0 to 7. But if we only want the odd integers out of these, we can add an if statement at the end. This gives us a list with the odd values 1, 3, 5 and 7. We can also put multiple conditions by nesting conditionals. 0 to 7. The values should be divisible by both 2 and 3. This gives us a list with the values 0 and 6. These are divisible by 2 and also by 3. If we can put an if in a list comprehension, we can also put else. 0 to 7. For even integers, print even. For everything else, print odd. Beginning from 0, we get even, odd, and so on until odd for 7. Finally, we can also write a list comprehension for a nested for loop. For I in 7 and 8, for j in 1 to 10 for each I, print this string. This code prints the tables of 7 and 8. How can we do this with the list comprehension? 7 and 8, the outer loop iterates from 1 to 10 and returns the multiplication of the two values. This prints the tables of 7 and 8. That is all about list comprehension. See you next with the array module in Python.